Okay folks, we've got some queen cells here. What I'm going to do is actually cut some of them out with a knife, and we're going to place those in some nucs. So we're going to take these queen cells, and bees are not going to be too happy while I'm doing this. Just kind of poke it through from the other side. You can see it. Now I've got it poked through. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to set it down on the frame down there. I'm going to get my next one. This is the nice thing about putting foundationless frames in there when they can build out their own wax. This way here I can actually now cut out these queen cells and place them where they need to be. And gently setting them down here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them in the hives here, the nucs that I've set up. Now yes, I am cutting the comb, and the bees will rebuild this. There's fish line in between the two vertical uprights. And there must have been a queen cell on the other side that I cut through, because you can see the larvae of the queen cell that I cut on the other side. So destroyed that one, but unfortunately that's what happens when you have them on opposite sides. So looks like there's one right here that I can take. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 nucs set up. I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 right here. Up there's the string, the fish line, you can see that. Now I've got 2 other hives that I want to put new queens in. So I'm going to cut a couple more cells out here. Let me see which ones look the best. Yep, and rule number one, don't drop the frame. As we all do. Let them calm down here for a minute. Yeah. We're going to cut these out. There's going to be another one right there. Set that down there. And you can see the bees are actually going after the honey. And they're also trying to keep those queen cells warm. Okay, so it looks like I got 2, 4, 6, and that's what I want. I'm going to go ahead and set this down in here. I'm going to go ahead and put my glove back on because I have disturbed the hive and I don't want to get stung. Yes, I am a sissy, but you know, when you work with the bees as long as I do, you don't want to get stung every time you work with them. So what I'm going to do is I have queen cells in here. I'm going to take this frame here, has some pollen. I'm going to move that over there. Take this one here and move that one into there. And we're going to go ahead and put a lid on that. So there's a Nuc. It has plenty of queen cells in it because that's the one that I had that I was cutting them off of. Take this frame, I'm going to move it in here. My queen cells over. Grab another frame here. Take this frame and put it in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my queen cells, just like this, keeping it in the vertical position. Carefully, I'm going to set it right in here. I'm going to bring these two frames together, just like that. Bring this over. We're going to put a lid on there. And we'll get a feeder on here shortly. So there's another Nuc. 1, 2 so far that have new queen cells in them. I'm actually going to move a Nuc into this position where these guys are coming in and out of, because I'm going to drop this from a hive down to a Nuc from 10 frames to 5 frames. All I'm going to do is put a new box in its position right here. So all those bees that were coming back will come back to this spot. I'm going to take three frames from here and a queen cell. And put this down in here. So the foragers that are out and we're coming back to this hive will come back to this location. Take this, put this down in there, and again we're going to put this queen cell down in there. Don't want to mash it, but we do want to squeeze it in there. They will propolize it, they'll bring it together. Okay. So this bee hive here this Nuc has a fewer bees in it right now, and I put the frames in there that had the least amount of bees on it because the foragers that are out are going to come back to this one. Go ahead and put a top on this one. I'm going to set this here. That's the hive that was there. Take a feeder, put it on this one. Those are starting to get fed. I'm going to split this one up too because this hive is also queenless. As you can see, these guys are very docile. They're not really buzzing me much at all, and I'm just basically taking their hives apart. So I'm going to find a frame here that's got a good amount of bees on it. This was my starter hive for my queen cells, and you can see they're just hanging off the bottom of this. So they really don't know where they are at this point. They haven't gone out. They're going to come out of the hive. They're going to be looking. They're going to be trying to find their new home. So these guys are going to go down in here like that. Take one of these, stick that down in there, and we have our queen cell. Again, we're going to put that down in here. Just kind of bring the frames together. You don't want to squish the queen cell, but you do want to bring the frames together. So that's that one. Okay, the top on that side over there. Good. Okay. So we're going to put this here. And I will have, looks like another 3 frames here that I'm going to make a nuc out of. And I'm going to have to pause the video because I'm going to have to go to the barn and grab another nuc bottom to put these into. So I'll be back in a few minutes.